Hey guys, how is it going? Hello to everybody. Um, yeah, we lost power like 30 minutes ago and it just like went on and off real quick, which was really annoying. But um it came right back on. I had to reset everything and then I realized that a lot of my stuff is in like the crinkly plastic, like not the good plastic, so when I was trying to open everything up. But how is everyone doing? Let me know if you're here. I just wanted to show you some of the new stuff that I have been getting in and just share some fun ideas that I've been having and check in with everybody. I didn't do sprints last Saturday because I had a vendors event. So I just feel like a lot has happened and I've, like, gotten things from, like, the last couple of weeks and I just haven't had time with, my event and everything to show it off and just talk about it. So, I wanted to hang out with you guys today and just do, um, like, a quick haul, but see how long we wanna hang out for. Um, yeah, so I have a little bit of everything. I got some book mail, I got some well, it's mostly crafty mail, but I got a little of everything. And I just love showing it off because I don't know, I don't influence I don't know. You guys say I do. I just like showing off the stuff I have so I can inspire you guys to make stuff too or read whatever. Hey, I'm working from home, so hanging out, gonna listen to the fine print if I can. Awesome. Yeah, I have been listening to a lot of books lately because when I'm getting ready for like vendor events and things, it's like all audiobooks. But I've actually been reading a lot of physical books too, but that's mainly because of like book clubs. Hey, yeah, so today's gonna be weird because 'cause I'm, like, using StreamYard for just a regular Hangout Live. Um, I normally do sprints, but we'll be doing sprints on Saturday, so if you guys are free, Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern, and then I think I'm gonna go until about 2 p.m. because I got family stuff. We can do sprints on Saturday too. Hey, hope everyone is well, playing catch up today, but any excuse to pause, booping the like. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah, I get that. I've been having a really like good day, happy day. The sun is shining, which that just fills my heart, but I feel like I'm like chaotic. I'm all over the place. Um, but it's okay because this is being productive and I'm showing off all these things, which is going to make me want to play with them and make things with them. But first off, let's start with my book mail. This is just so far for this month. I have more coming because I have a problem. But it's okay. And in my description I tried to link everything ahead of time. So it's a little bit of everything, but if I show you other stuff, I'm sorry, I'll try to link it. But I got Two Twisted Crowns, which is the second book to One Dark Window, which my book club that I do with my friend April, Tales of Starlight, we just read the first one and I had to buy the second one. I've been trying not to buy the whole series unless I know, like, I'm gonna love it, and so I just bought the first one, and it's just a duology, so is that what they're called? Duologies? So I got this one because I really liked the first one. It was a little bit complex for me because I didn't have an audiobook with the pronunciation. I kind of got hung up on some things, but the whole story is super magical. It's one that not if, when I reread the first one, I know I'm going to pick up on so much more now that I've gotten through it. And so I'm really excited because I heard people like the second one just as much, if not more. So this is one that I plan on getting to. And then for my book of the month, I've been trying to get books that that I think I would enjoy, but aren't not that I'm not trying to get fantasy. I just have been buying so much fantasy, so I'm trying to get some palette cleansers in between. However, this one, The Fox Wife, is like a little bit of fantasy and it's like Chinese lore, which I find super interesting. Also, my sister-in-law is Chinese, and actually this weekend is Chinese New Year, and she is coming home with my brother. They live out of state, and we're celebrating Chinese New Year. So when I saw that there was like a fantasy, like Chinese, just myth and legend type book, I was like, "Yep, I'm gonna get that." I don't know when I'm gonna get to it, but it just sounded really intriguing. I'm not gonna read all of it because it gets to be a lot, but yeah, it's like it has to do with foxes, the fox wife. Um, okay, I probably am not gonna read all this because it's really long. I guess like the top little snippet says some people think foxes are similar to ghosts because we can go around collecting. Oh, that's a Chinese word. I don't know, but nothing would be further from the truth. We are living creatures, just like you, only usually better looking. So yeah, it just sounded really cool. So this is from Book of the Month, and I really like Book of the Month. The prices have gone up a lot, but I normally find that you can get really popular books early, and for hardcover, they're pretty similar to Amazon. Yeah, I just finished I Know You by Claire McGowan. So good. I'm gonna have to add that to my TBR. Is that like a thriller? That sounds really good. I've not heard of it though. Hey Laura. Um, yeah, and then the second book I got was The Mayor of Maxwell Street, which this is like about it says the year is 1921 and America is burning. A fire of vice and virtue rages on every shore in Chicago. It is beating it and Chicago is its beating heart. It's about, like, the prohibition, and it takes a stance of, um, just, like I don't know. Wow, I this is why I filmed this stuff in advance. Apparently, I can't do synopsis, like, on the fly like I thought I could. Um, yeah, it's just supposed to be historical fiction. I think it's based on, a Black woman during the Prohibition, and yeah, I don't know. It sounded really good. I really like the little blurbs on Book of the Month because they normally tell me if I'm gonna be hooked or not, and I also don't like reading the full synopsis of books because I feel like sometimes, like, when you find out tropes or something like that, or a certain theme, it ruins the book, and, like, doesn't ruin it, but it takes away a lot of that mystery for me, so I try not to read synopsis, and this like, especially the ones on hardcover books are so long, but apparently I need to reread the ones on, uh, Book of the Month. But there was one that I didn't get from Book of the Month, and I pre-ordered through Amazon, which see, like, with Book of the Month, I would have already had it now, but it's called, like, The Witch Hunter, Witch Huntress, something like that. Oh my gosh, I am totally blanking. Gotta call for help. JK, I just gotta look at my Amazon orders. It's not coming out until later this month, but The Heartless Hunter. Okay, so this is like I really like Book of the Month books because the more you get the cheaper it is, but I loved this cover so much, but I don't like this part, so that's why I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna read it right this second, so let's just order it on Amazon. But look at that cover. Isn't that like crazy? I'm obsessed. So I totally just pre-ordered it. and I'm not gonna get it till later in the month, which I'm not gonna be able to read it this month anyways, which I'm working on a February TBR book, but it says it's book 1 of The Crimson Moth. I don't know. I'm a sucker for covers, and, like, this one was gorgeous. Like, I love the Art Deco, like, the 1920s look of this one, and I also just loved, like, the simplicity, but depth to this cover. And then this one is just screaming my favorite, like, how does this not just intrigue you after you read the first one? Read the first one. I do recommend it. I really loved it. And it's one that I think if I reread, I will give it 5 stars instead of 4. Um, but it has some twists and turns, whodunit type. I do like that kind of stuff. Hello, hello. Yeah, isn't it pretty? That's where I'm like, okay, I can wait to get that book to not have the little emblem. And the price was about the same as it was. So now as it was on book of the month. But I do like book of the month. I have gotten a lot of books from there, and for the most part I really enjoy them. I got Butcher and Blackbird last month, and I'm so excited there. I've heard so many trigger warnings about that book. Um, I heard that it's like Dexter meets like rom-com, and then I've also heard people describe it as like oh shoot, it was like Love and Cannibalism or something like that. And I'm like, I'm excited. I'm also scared, but check trigger warnings on those books. But okay, now moving on to like some of my Amazon stuff. I bought a lot of molds, and I don't like buying molds from Amazon, but ever since like this past like 2 years, there's not a lot of small mold makers anymore for people that resin. Um so you can also use them for clay and different stuff like that. So I got them off of Amazon, but anytime you see anything like with a pink mold, like pink silicone, it is like the cheapest silicone you can get. So the longevity is not going to be as good as if someone like from a small business made it with like the teal, like turquoise silicone, just if you're like getting into it. But Amazon's a great place to start. And I am just ready for spring. I'm ready for flowers. Okay, so I'm an October baby and I love fall, but I am really starting to fall in love with spring. And I think that's just coming from someone who lives in the north. And after the cold and the blah, I live for spring and flowers, and my front garden, the previous owner who I got to meet, when I bought the house, she had lived here for 60 years, and she has all these flowers in the front garden that come to life, and she has since passed, but I just think of her and all of these purple flowers that come up. Like, I have violets and hyacinths, irises, um daffodils, tulips, like I'm living for spring. So I got these this came together. I don't know why they're different colors, but they're like slightly different um silicone, but I got these rose ones which are really cute. I might make some earrings. I might be doing some other stuff that I'm not going to share until I make it. I can't wait to read Butcher and Blackbird. Yes, same. It'll be on my TBR for this month, I think. I'm gonna film that video right after this, so we'll see. I definitely want to read it now because I don't know why. To me, I'm like, yes, rom-com, even though it's not rom-com, but it'll break up all of the fantasy because I know you've been reading a ton of fantasy too. So I got those, and then to go along with the flower theme, they were calling this like chrysanthemums flowers, which yes and no. To me, they're like kind of more daisy-ish, but they could be like the smaller ones could kind of be chrysanthemums. And these are bigger. because I have ideas I want to do with them. Oh, I just want to let you guys know I'm saving my favorite for last, which I apologize. Oh, we'll see how long I ramble for. I promise it's gonna move pretty quick now. Now it's just like showing off things. Um, but there's a hair. Um, so then I got like these molds that have like this trim and intricate stuff. I also loved it because there's like these little buttons in different shapes. So there's like another rose. Then this one has a crown in it. This one has a bow. Bows are very popular right now. And then these two are just like vintage like textures. I'm really excited to pour some stuff into that. And then also with the same pack came like these accents. I don't know what they're called, but they're like pretty like scrolls, very vintage-y looking. And that is very much my vibes right now. And then like these trim, I just think of these like, oh my gosh, the possibilities with these. I can't wait. There's just so many different textures and I want to get more into like clay, like polymer clay. I used to do polymer clay so much when I was younger with my mom. Like we had this whole bucket filled with clay and I haven't done it in over a decade. And it's so popular right now for jewelry, which I love buying it from my friends who make stuff, but I want to make other things with clay for different things. And so I've been wanting to do it. So you can use molds for clay too. And then this is a different package and it has like just a bunch of individual pieces that I can't wait to use. I also have like epoxy sculpt, which is like a 2-part epoxy clay. So you have to wear gloves when you're mixing it, but then it hardens without having to bake it, unlike polymer clay. Polymer clay you have to bake, but then this stuff, when you mix it together, it like reacts and then it hardens. So I want to try using that kind of stuff. There's like this stuff, like you could put a gem in there. But like I said, the pink molds, like you get what you pay for, but as long as you aren't using excess heat on them, they work out really well. So then there's that. And I wanted to just get like different sizes and then try them out because some of them are really detailed and some of them are a little bit plainer. And I don't know, like resin will pick that up, but I don't know how much clay will and how hard it'll be to like demold them. I don't know. I'll find out. I'll let you guys know. So that was all of those molds. Then I actually showed these off. Sorry, the noise. I actually got these a little bit ago, but I showed them off on my reels yesterday. They're these little bezels. I think that's what they're called. They're really cool. Okay, on the count of 3, it's gonna be bad noise. 1, 2, 3. Okay, see, not that bad. But they have all these little shapes, like, I love it. And this is gonna be great for UV resin. I have a lot of different ideas with this. I'm so obsessed. And it comes with 60 pieces, or at least this one did. Sometimes there's different options. And these ones, like the backs are flat, but some of them actually had like compasses on the back of them. Yeah, like this one. Okay, so this is the front, and then this is the back. Like, how cool! Yeah, so I have lots of ideas for these little trinkety things. Can you tell my vibe lately? I've really been going through like antique vibes, cottagecore, vintage. I mean, literally Bridgerton is coming out in May and I'm ready for it now. all that. And I think that's just like why I've been really into fantasy and historical fiction. I want that vintage elegance of everything. So that's everything I got off of Amazon these last couple weeks. Then I got an order from Counterculture DIY. Um, literally, I planned on getting a new UV light for UV resin for a while, but I still had one, so I'm like, it'll be fine. Just keep moving on and dealing with it. I kid you not, the day before my event, my UV light completely died. I was so upset because there were just like a couple things that I needed to just touch up, and with UV resin, as long as you put it under um UV light, it'll cure. Do you think we had sun that day? No. No, we did not. And my light died. And then this one came earlier this week. But so this is from Counterculture DIY. I love their UV light. And it's really cool because like look how small it is, and it's just pops out like this. So you can use this for gel nails, UV resin, anything that needs like a UV light. Be careful with your eyes. It's UV. But I'm really excited for this because it also has like these little holders. So if you do pens, which I'm starting to get more into, resin pens, you can put like the dowel through there while it cures. So I'm excited to use this. This has been on my like want list for a very long time. I'm ready for Bridgerton as well. Yeah, I have been like waiting very impatiently. I'm so thankful that we got Queen Charlotte. So thankful we got it. And I loved that. I haven't read the book, but I did buy the book. Um, but I am ready for the next season of Bridgerton. I'm sad but happy that they like broke it up into two parts because otherwise I'll just binge it all in one day. However, it's like they're really, really trying to draw it out. I have read the first 6 books, and I'll be honest, this book, first of all, is not the next one. The show is just, like, skipping around, and they're changing a lot, which is fine. I really do love the show, and I don't care that it's different than the books, but Benedict, his book is, like, my favorite. It's, like, my favorite, and it's a little bit of, like, a Cinderella retelling, which I don't know if you can tell, but I have the Cinderella carriage, actually 2 of them. I'm not a big story retelling person, but I just thought it was really good, and I love Benedict. So, I really am sad that it's not his story. Also, Friends to Lovers is not my favorite either. However, I'm still excited. I know there's gonna be so much more to it. They've already changed so much, so it's almost like watching a whole different series than the books, but I'm in love. Benedict is my favorite in the show. Did you, read the books? His story was my favorite, and he's just so funny and quirky, and he's an artist, and I can relate to that. I love Benedict so much. I can't wait for his finally. I know. They really just were being rude. Anyways, yeah, that's just like I've been like wanting to make vintagey stuff more. I've been really into painting and just like mixed media. I've always been into mixed media. I cannot be contained to one media. But um okay, then I got like not fun stuff. I got medicine cups because I love medicine cups. I use them for so many things. And honestly, a lot of people will tell you to get the silicone cups if you do resin, but I don't like using the silicone cups because you can't torch silicone. If you torch resin and silicone, it will adhere to the silicone and ruin it. So like you do not torch molds. So to pop bubbles, I actually mix all of my resin in. I mix it in silicone like big cups, and then I pour my additives and everything into smaller medicine cups, and you can heat them up and it'll still just pop right out. Like the resin will pop out when it's cured. And they break over time because they're like cheap plastic, but I don't like the resin mixing cups. I much prefer for like this the small ones. I don't like the small resin mixing cups. I like the big ones because I don't torch them. But so I got that. That's like not really fun or anything. That's just stuff I needed. I got alcohol ink. I got in black and brown because everybody loves my cow print tumblers and different things. So I needed more alcohol ink for that. They have bling now at Counterculture DIY, and I got jet black and SS20 because I don't know why. This is one that sells out a lot on other sites. So I stocked up, we need our black for cow print. I got more resin. So unfortunately, it is now February, but in January, they had 25% off resin. Also, Counterculture DIY does like a point system. And so like between my points that I had and their 25% off, I got resin super, super cheap. I really want to try the Flynn Sisters boutique, their epoxy resin, but I just haven't. I need to catch it on sale one of these times. But I really like Counterculture DIY's UV resin. So I got more of that since it was 25% off, and I've been using it so much lately. They also, that was really loud. I apologize. They also have refills for pens. They sell bamboo and stainless steel pens, and I have a couple of the bamboo ones, so I wanted refills just in case. And then, okay, I'm really excited because one of the things I love to do is I love to paint tumblers, like hand paint tumblers, and then I'll add glitter to them, decals, pattern vinyl, different stuff. But I really am starting to like get more comfortable with painting, especially like florals on them. And I really like chalk paint or like chalk based paint because it sticks on so much stronger and harder onto tumblers. And Counterculture DIY has shock paint, and I really like it. It doesn't get clumpy like other paints, and their colors are really pretty. So I got like this cream color. It's called Ecru. Oh my gosh. Why do I do this to myself? I can't pronounce things. But what I'll do when I open the paint is I'll put a little like, here, I'll show you. I'll put a little sample on it so you can see what it looks like dry on top. I think that's really helpful. So this is like a beige cream, which I really like. And then jade green. I'm obsessed with that color. And now they have sparkle shock paint. It's literally glittery. So this one is 24K, and I'm really excited to see how this shows up. I have glitter, like glittery and metallic-y um acrylic paint, but it just doesn't paint super great on to tumblers. I try to mix it with something, or I'll like put it on paper and then seal it and then put it on a tumbler. So I'm really excited to try this out. And these colors go along with some of like these dark purples and mauves that I have because, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I think this is what I'm going to work on my live next or this Saturday in a couple days. They also have tumblers now, and y'all, I don't have my Stanley with me, but I have the cream Stanley. The only thing different is the color of the silicone. These are like dupes, like 100% almost exactly the same. So I'm really kind of hoping to paint it this beige color and then paint some florals on it and maybe highlight with some gold little accents. I'm really excited. I can't wait to try it out. And it looks exactly like my Stanley tumbler. It's crazy. Um, Sorry. You just love those enemies to lovers. I do. I I like friends to lovers, but most of the time friends to lovers is like a miscommunication issue, and to me, when you read that, a lot of the stories, it's really frustrating to me. It's just like, "Oh my gosh, you like each other." Like, "Oh no, you'll lose your friend," kind of thing. Like, I get it, but I don't. I I want them to hate each other and then to fall madly in love. Um, that's why I loved, the last season of Bridgerton. I do think that one was my favorite. I also liked Queen Charlotte because of that too. Even though it's not technically always enemies to lovers, I just with friends to lovers, it has to have more of a basis than, "Oh, we just both have been, like, too shy." Like, I get that, but then I don't. Like, to me, it's, like, so much wasted time. Um, with that being said, I'm reading Love Light Farms, and I'm finally starting to enjoy it more. It was a little bit slow, and now I'm like, "Okay, I like this." I'm liking the vibes. It's very, Gilmore Girl vibes. If you like Love Light if you like Gilmore's, I think you'll like Love Light Farms. Because it's a series about and, like, it kinda moves on to different characters. I'm just on the first one right now because 'cause I'm trying to get through it because it's around Christmas time, and if I don't read it now, I'm gonna have to wait till next Christmas. So I'm trying to get myself to read it now, and I am liking it more than in the beginning. Okay, my internet. Anyways, so I got the beige one, and then I also got the white one. I just was curious because they never had tumblers before. So I was curious onto like what they would be like. Normally I get mine from Tipsy Magnolia and I really like their tumblers and I like their dupes too, but I could not believe how much these are they're like exactly like Stanley's. Like crazy. I did not think this through. Okay. So that was all from Counterculture DIY. I highly recommend them. I don't get any money from them unless they want to sponsor me eventually, but I love them. I've been using their products for 4 years, 5, almost 5 years now. I love their stuff. Um, okay, and then the last thing that I got, which I I don't know. When I saw this, I had multiple people tell me I needed it. I had so many of my friends are like, "This is so you." And I was like, "Okay, but like what am I going to do with it?" And then I kept watching video after video after video, and I'm like, "Okay, I have so many ideas. I am so excited. I have no idea how it's going to like turn out or what it's going to lead to, but hey, Jess. You got here at the, right time because 'cause I'm talking about my new toy I just got. I'm literally so excited, which okay, I tried to link it and it's no longer available, so I'm guessing it's just no longer available through this site, and now it'll be available on, like, all the other websites and craft stores, but are you guys ready? I'm so excited. I literally I haven't used it yet, even though I've had it for a day and a half now, but I'm gonna try to work on it tonight because I just like the stuff that I have, there's so many details. Hi, what is it? It's not a laser. I wish it was a laser. I can't afford one right now, but I can't afford the thermal cinch from We Are Makers. So I'm so excited for this, guys. Um, you can make books with this. Books, journals, scrapbooks. Like it's a book binder. I am so excited. So they have the cinch, which has like the metal things, which I like those style journals. And I enjoy that stuff, but I wanted to learn how to bind my own books this year. I want to like paint page edges. I want to, I want to do more bookish things. And when this came out, I'm like, I cannot. So I am so excited. I have so many projects I plan on doing. Um, so I was gonna link it because I got it on HSN, which I have never bought from HSN before. Um, so I got it from HSN and it's not on there right now. So I'm guessing that pretty soon, like Joann's, Michael's, We Are Makers, like their website and everything will have it. It was $100 for everything, which to me that was fair. Like that was a fair price. I would love to get a laser, but I do not have like a minimum of $1,000 to spend right now. But uh I've been eyeballing it. I'm so excited. I literally like, oh, the amount of ideas I have, it just keeps going and going and going. The only problem is like the stuff that I want to make is going to be time consuming, but once you like actually like use this part of it, it's like boop 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 done. Like 10 less than 10 minutes. Books. I love your nails. Thank you. I painted them for Valentine's Day. I doubt they'll last till then, but yeah, they're just little red with hearts. Oh my god. I have the bigger cinch. Do you like it? I like, I don't have any of them down here. I like the regular binded journals, and I told myself that this would save me enough money from just buying so many actual journals, even though I'm still will probably buy them because I love supporting, small businesses that have them, and I love a good journal, right? So I plan on making my own journals. I got mine too. Mine's pink. Okay, I love the pink one too, but y'all, they made this one for me. Do you see these colors? Do you see these colors? It was like, hey, what would Sam really like in a machine? Oh, she would like to make books. Let's make it light and dark teal. I really feel like it was meant for me, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what you do with it. I can't either. I wish all the stores would get the multi-cinch. Yeah, I love that some of their stuff is like everywhere, but then there's just some things that you can't find anywhere. That's a great price. Yes, and that is not all we got. So when you get the cinch, it comes with the glue strip and like two binding things. And then because I got the HSN deal, it came with a bunch of glue strips so I can make my own type books. And then it came with these colorful ones. They're just different colored bindings on it. And then there's these shape ones that are like really pretty scalloped edges. And then there's these neutral ones. And the only thing I didn't get was like the bookmark kit, but I was like, oh no, if only I had a gajillion other things to make with bookmarks. So it came with like all that stuff, and you can cut these to whatever size to fit your size books. So even though there's 6 in each of them, you could technically get way, way more. I know, it feels like it was meant for me. Yeah, I have the other cinch, and this one is so much better. It's really cool. I think it's more artistic in a way because it's kind of taking like book binding and the gluing process and simplifying it. I still want to learn how to bind books. Like that's still on my to-do list, but there's not a good kit out there. You can get like a kit at one place, and then you still have to get the glue, and then you still have to get like all this other stuff. And with this, it's like it's simple, easy, making it like a lot more basic. And then once I'm comfortable doing this, then I can move on to like actual book binding. I like the spiral notebook, so listening to you now makes me want my own scrapbook of my Singapore, Bali trip. Yeah, I like spiral books, but to me, I always crush the ends. And I like to be able to open my book up flat, which they said you can with these. They also said if like you have a page come loose, all you do is put it back and then put it back in the machine to reheat and it'll like reheat it back up. So I am so excited. Like I I love making scrapbooks, but the actual books are really expensive. I have a lot of paper. I love journaling. I love Okay, this is like another thing. I love art journals, but art journals are normally so ugly on the cover. And so now I can have my art journal that I have from like Michael's. And then when I like a certain piece, I can put it together and make its own book. So I'm so excited. They gave you a lot. Yeah, it was like their like promo deal. So I definitely feel like it was worth it. The machine itself is super basic. It's not very big. You just pop this off, you stick it in. When the heat's done, you let it sit for 5 minutes and it's done. I literally am freaking out. I plan on doing a project either tonight or tomorrow. The problem is like I want to do like a full scrapbook, but something that I will be announcing soon on my Instagram, a spark of Sam, when I hit 500 followers, I will be giving away a journal, a specific type that has like a lots of little things that I love into like a journal. And I'm going to take you guys along to getting up to 500 followers. And when I get 500 followers, I will be giving away that book, that little journal. So I am so excited. I am just like over the moon. I just want to create and create and create. And honestly, I've been stuck in a funk for a little bit of being scared to do anything and to fail. And I feel like this is simple enough that I'm not going to fail, you know? So I'm really excited to see what I can do and just to make stuff that I love making. And like, I mean, it's like books and crafting and putting it together. So I can't wait to play around. I have so many ideas and I will be selling some things, but I don't know exactly like what that entails yet and what I'm going to price them at because obviously I'm not going to be able to sell books and journals at like a super discounted price. I want a little bit more to like make it artistic and like just detailed. I don't know how I have like this idea. I don't want to like say it until I can make it come to life, but I just have all of these ideas. And I use journals for everything, for reading, journaling my thoughts, idea list. You guys saw that I was making my planner from scratch. And now I'm like, oh my gosh, I can bind it now. So I'm just so excited. Going to bind up manacle. Okay. I have not read that yet. It is totally on my uh TBR and like watching everybody else do it. I'm like I need to. I need to. So I totally think I will. The largest you can bind on this is up to 1.25 inches, which is pretty big. That's pretty thick, right? Like that's a good size. So I don't know if that would work. But that is one where if I learned like how to do it the authentic way, I would love to. I am just like a person that I don't like quick things all the time. I like to make things that take a lot more time and detail into them, which is hard to sell sometimes because I understand it's not in everybody's budget, but that's just where I'm trying to get. Are you just you're just not making you wanna read. Oh my gosh, because I can't talk. You are just making me want to craft, but I'm working both jobs today. Oh, I'm sorry. That's when it always happens too. I swear, when I have to, like, go leave for a trip, I feel, like, so creative. Oh, also, I leave for Disney in, like, 2.5 weeks. Disney, Universal, SeaWorld, like, so I'm gonna be crafting a lot for that. I'll probably do some more, like, actual crafting lives. I might even do it, like, sprint wise too. Um, so we'll see. Hey, Katie, I'll have to come back and watch the replay, but that you I love seeing that you were live. Have a great day. Sorry. My reading today, maybe I shouldn't film any tutorials or any bookish stuff. You better download it ASAP. I just got green lighted for traditional publishing. OMG. I know. Okay, so I'm actually thinking about like starting it for my that okay, that's going to definitely push it up. So I'm thinking through like my February TBR and then I was like, "Ugh, I'll probably get to the second Crescent City when we go on our trip, but I don't want to take a big book." So, how perfect would it be to download and read it on my trip and then I don't have to worry about taking a book. Miracle Part 1 and Part 2. I know that's what it would probably have to be, and I don't know if, like, that's what I want it to be yet, but also that's a lot to print. I need to invest in a better printer, which I've been wanting to do, but it's not something I'm gonna do before our trip. At least I don't think. I don't know. This was something that I felt like was affordable. Unlike a lot of the other things have been like a minimum of like 800 to $1,000 and I'm like that's cool, but I'm like not financially in that area of buying that kind of stuff. Also, like to me this is like can be a hobby, can possibly make it into something more um of a business wise, but also just like keeping that balance of like art and sellable things, you know? I've seen people have it in 4 bindings. Yeah, it's a big one. If I had a printer that was bigger, you can do up to 12-inch sheets, so you can, like, do actual scrapbook sheets in this. Um, I don't have a printer that's that big, but technically, I could do it on 8.5 by 11 pages. It wouldn't be as aesthetically pleasing, though, I don't think. Does anyone know if there's a printer that prints 12 by 12 cardstock? I wanna make my own paper. I don't know. I feel like there would have to be, but I don't know at what cost. I have been thinking about getting another EcoTank printer just because I have an EcoTank that I use for, oh, let me finish this thought. I have an EcoTank for sublimation and I really like it. I cannot believe how little ink it uses. So I've been thinking about getting an EcoTank for printing stuff. With that, I'm pretty sure there's an EcoTank printer that does bigger than 12 by 12. It's like 20 by 17 or 18 inches. So you should be able to. Then you could do almost like 2 sheets per one, or you could do a 12 by 12 with like a smaller sheet, because that's what I was thinking about too. Like I want to design my own paper, but realistically it'll probably be smaller. It's not going to be 12 by 12. um so that's what my thoughts are, but printers are expensive. Printers are also finicky. And I think that's my biggest problem with investing in a nice printer is that printers don't always work well. And right now I just have an $80 printer, so I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna have to level up with that. Also, I've been loving to make my own stickers for journaling and all that kind of stuff, and I'm like, dang, the possibilities are just like they're getting crazy. I don't have a printer, so I'd have to go to the library. I feel like they might get upset. Only cost me about $30 though. Yeah, that's not bad. I wonder if you could go to, like, Staples or something like that too. Hmm. It would just be, like, Miranda Priestley's Harry Potter manuscripts and The Devil Wears Prada. Yes. Always out of magenta, yeah. Well, and that's the nice thing with the I don't know if you know about the eco tanks. The eco tanks, you can individually buy colors, and then you just fill in that color, and it lasts so long. I don't know where it compares quality-wise with, like, a Canon, or I've always just had HP, but HP kind of burned me, not this past Christmas, but the Christmas before. My printer just died, and I had a custom order that had a printable element to it, and so then I got a new printer. Well, because I was printing so much for the season and I had their, shoot, what's it called? It's like their subscription where they can tell the levels of your ink. So they made me upgrade my subscription, and then my printer died, and then I got a new printer, and it wasn't eligible for their program, even though it was an HP. And so they ended up charging me a ridiculous amount for this ink that I couldn't even use. And then I was really sad because I had used them for like 4 or 5 years. And then that put a bad taste in my mouth. So now I'm like, Eco Tank. I love it. Agree with the printers have issues. Yeah. And so the Eco Tank I want to get, I think it's like $200, which is still very expensive. But the ink lasts a lot longer, and because I already have that eco tank, I have, leftover ink, so I have, like, a ton of ink for it. Printing companies need to step up their crafting community game. Yeah, I mean, really, where are the crafty printers at? Because we print so much. Like, we print for the Cricut, we print for paper, we print for decals, for tumblers and stickers, for journals, like scrapbooking. Oh my gosh, all the stuff. You're late. That's okay, Wendy. We're still here. We're still chit chatting. And honestly, I could talk a lot longer, but I don't want to keep you guys all day. I love my eco tank. I print a ton and it lasts forever. So is it normal, or because like I have an eco tank, but it's for sublimation. Do you have like did you keep it regular? Because that's what I'm thinking about doing. I have the same problem with HP printer. I have doesn't work with the membership either, but I found cheaper ink on Amazon. Yeah, and then Matt went out and he got me a laser printer so that like I could do water slides, and it was black ink only, which it was such a bummer, and, like, he got it for me before sublimation really came out and was getting really popular, and he was like, "Oh, this is gonna be a game changer." He was so excited for me, and it was only black ink, and then because it was a laser, we went back to Walmart where he got it. They didn't sell it. They didn't sell the toner. And so it's just incredibly frustrating. Um, I cannot stand printers. Monday, 2:12, Sam bought a new printer. No, I have to be good. I have to wait till after Disney. I have lots of things I can make before then, but, I just think, like, paying $200 for an eco tank versus paying 25-30 dollars to refill my crappy little printer, like, it's an investment that is so worth it. I have a normal eco tank. I have the same one I converted for sublimation, but my ink heads dried out because I didn't use it for a while, sadly. Okay, so that's, like, one of my biggest fears is that my, ink heads are gonna dry out, but knock on wood, I feel like I don't do a ton of sublimation, but I do enough that it keeps it from getting angry at me. I try to print off like a sheet of something at least once a week or like a week and a half. I was trying to think, I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't done that. Well, literally last week I used it. So I feel like I'm doing pretty good at doing it, but I know you can fix it. It's not free, but uh that's only with the sublimation, right? That's not with normal printing. I print a ton of stuff. I'm already convincing myself. They just called it. Just called it. I print color crochet patterns on my Eco Tank. The ink lasts forever. Yeah, and then I see my extra ink I got from the one I converted to a sublimation printer. I mean, I think I would be good for years. Well, we'll see. I'll watch. I'll end up like printing page after page after page. Missy, get the one that prints 13 by 19. Okay, 13 by 19. I was like, it's like 20 by something. Yeah, 13 by 19. I haven't Epson, but not Eco Tank. It prints cardstock. That's so good to know. I need to print something on my sawgrass. It's been a while. Yep, here's your reminder. Print on your sublimation printers, guys. When my mom got super sick, I wasn't able to craft as much, so it sat for a while. I'm sorry. You need to link your printer to your phone and just like randomly print like one thing when you can think about it. Yeah, my brain face does. You hear me? I can't talk, I can't read. Oh my gosh. Normal printing, I just have to do head cleaning once in a while if I'm not printing a lot. Good to know. I feel like I don't print a ton all at once. It's like a little bit here and there. Unless it's like Christmas time and then I had a ton of orders, so that's why I was printing a ton and HP was like, "Hey, you're printing too much." Because I make my own branding stickers. I make my own like bullet journal stickers. Then all my Etsy stuff. Like I don't have a thermal printer, which I would love one. Also on my wish list, but like not a need. So I print all my like shipping labels and stuff. So yeah, y'all are making me want to get one, but I have the thermal cinch. That's gonna be my new baby for a little bit. Also, I'm pretty sure that my Cricut is gonna die soon. I have been saying that for a few months now. It's just like I've had it for 5.5 years, right? And I use it a lot. So if it were to die, I would not be upset, but I'm also like, it's gonna die at the most inconvenient time. So I'm trying to like not also buy all these things just in case I have to get a new Cricut. But anyways, I hope that like inspired you, motivated you. You had some fun hanging out. I have even more to talk about, but I'll probably save it for sprints on Saturday. Um, so if you guys are available on Saturday, I will be sprinting. Like I said, I think I'm going to try painting tumblers again. I just love painting tumblers specifically. Well, I love painting. So I'll probably be crafting, listening to some audiobooks, reading a little bit, hanging out. So I print on printable vinyl a lot more, make water slides, or I print my book pages to do burnt edge pages for tumblers and pens. Yeah, see? And I think the whole reason I don't do as much of that stuff is because I just don't like my printer and I don't want to have to get more ink. Literally the next time that it runs out of ink, I'm just going to buy a new printer. Watch, my Walmart will be out of them when I want one. But okay, guys, thanks so much for hanging out. I will be doing more crafty live hangouts. Like I said, I'm going to Florida later with my brother and my husband and some of his family, some of my family. It's going to be a good time. So I'll have lots of crafting that I need to do sooner than later. I'm a last minute crafter. It's just like that motivates you like no other. I love sprinting with you. Thanks, Laura. I love it when you guys are able to join and you enjoy it. It just makes it more enjoyable for me when I have people to talk to and I'm not talking to myself. um Thank you guys so much. I love you. I'll see you on Saturday. And then you'll see me on Instagram all the time because I just have like this crazy amount of energy. Bye, guys.